last day on the trail, and I think a lot of people have said it's bittersweet. Now I will say we're leaving we camped by a river last night. All of my tent mates got up like, I don't know, 4:30. They were out by 5:30. And so by 5 o'clock I was awake. And I figured, well, I might as well get moving. And I have to say, I did break camp with the least amount of time yet, about a half hour. So I'm on the trail here at 6 o'clock, across the river. And the woods over here are just eerily quiet. There's no birds, no wind. I mean, I don't hear anything. It's kind of eerie. So I'm kind of like a little spooked. Nothing bad, just like, makes you want to go, and keeping my eyes out, because there must be bears around listening to me talk right now. But thankfully, have yet to even see a bear. Now, of course, I shouldn't have said that, because yesterday we didn't get any rain at all on the trail. Got into camp and it was probably 6 o'clock. We're sitting around chatting, and I said, gosh, today no rain, it's great. And one of the other guys, Turtle, reached over there was a plywood table someone had set up years and years ago. He knocked on the wood and I was like, oh, sorry, I guess I jinxed that. And sure enough, about 8 o'clock it started raining. Well, that's where I'm headed, Breckenridge. And we're on the big descent down the hill. It's been gorgeous. It's quiet. This is quite a descent, I have to say, though. Quite a descent. Well, first of all, it was quite an ascent this morning, more than I had anticipated. And, a couple of Colorado locals, kind of whipped my butt on the way up. Really nice people. And now we're on the way down. I was also talking to a couple of ladies, Sprout and Redline, who have hiked the AT. In fact, they met on the AT. It's really romantic. It's really cute. And I asked them, so how does the Colorado Trail compare to the Appalachian Trail? And their response was, hands down, the Colorado Trail, this trail is like butter. The terrain on the AT is much more varied, much more up, down, which surprises me a little, because that's kind of what I thought the Colorado Trail was a lot of up, down. But anyway, so they were doing 30 miles a day on this Colorado Trail, being the pros that they are. In fact, a lot of us stopped at about 16 miles from the end of section 6, and camped by a river there. They decided to just keep hiking and get into Breckenridge, and they're going to, get to the end of section 6 and take the shuttle to Frisco. And so they were in a hotel last night. And I don't doubt that they made it, despite this second west end of the section 6 climb. It was quite arduous. I think actually it was steeper than the climb up to Georgia Pass, but I'll have to check that. All right, so that's all to report. Still no bear sightings. I was thinking, because I broke the jinx or set the jinx for rain yesterday, if I mentioned no bear sightings today. That I might at least see one in the distance, but I'm happy, just as happy, not having encountered one. So, yes, downhill. And we'll see what the end of the trail has for us. And of course, I've been thinking about Breckenridge crepes now for 3 days. So very much looking forward to that. And that's what I'm looking like at the end of the journey. I'm not going to take my hat off. I really don't want to. I really don't want to expose anybody to that mess. But I actually feel pretty good. And more later. So here we're coming down the last 4 miles into Breck, and especially at this altitude, you can see there's no trees here, and so many of them have been cut down because they're dead. And it's due to that ash borer beetle. It's completely devastated certain tracts of pine, and especially at these lower altitudes, because it's been warmer for the winters and allowing that bug to survive. Normally, colder winters limit their growth and expansion. But because it's been warmer, global warming, thank you. They've just been decimated. So they've been cutting down the dead trees, especially along the trail here, make sure they don't fall on us, and just kind of clearing it out. It looks like they're replanting some of their kind of pine as well, or they're naturally growing, I'm not sure, because I can see a lot of little babies coming up here. Well, here we are, coming down the last couple hundred feet into 4 miles south of Breckenridge and the end of Section 6. And this last 4 miles was actually pretty tough. The last, 10 miles have been really tough because it's been all downhill. But anyway, the last 4 was even tougher because it's all, as you see, open, hot, sunny. A lot of this ash borer problem has removed so many of the trees here, and we've gone through 2 of the 3 liters of water, so we're doing well there, and feeling really, really fine, except for the left knee. But I think that'll recover by tomorrow. Give it a little rest. Really been enjoying this trip.